Kehinde Alao is a seasoned technology professional with a proven track record in software engineering, infrastructure, product management, and technology leadership. With over 2 decades of experience, he has designed, implemented, and managed secure, scalable, and automated solutions across banking, legal, manufacturing, and education sectors. His expertise spans the entire technology lifecycle from solutions architecture, software development, and automation engineering to product strategy, infrastructure deployment, and operational security. It is known for aligning security principles, engineering best practices, and business objectives to deliver sustainable and impactful solutions. He is passionate about knowledge transfer and innovation, helping teams strengthen security posture, enhance operational efficiency through automation, and leverage technology for transformative impact. He holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Electrical Engineering, is a Prince 2 certified project management practitioner, an Oracle certified professional, and a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants. His academic and professional qualifications reflect a rare blend of deep technical expertise and strategic business acumen. At Caron's Integrated Concepts, Kehinde Alao leads initiatives in product innovations, automation engineering, and cross-sector technology projects, working with client and research team to develop secure, high-performance, and innovative technology solution. A round of applause for him. We are highly privileged to have not just how will I put it now? Not just anyone that has idea about what we're doing, but someone that does it on a regular basis. So from his profile, we can see that he's actually into this. And we have, like I said, we're very privileged to have you with us this afternoon, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, so you can begin your session now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to appreciate the leadership of Covenant University and by extension, the leadership of this Center of Excellence for applied informatics and communication. So it's a real honor to be part of this great event. And thank you, everyone. And I want to thank the organizing committee as well, and every participant. I've been part of some sessions since earlier in the week, and it has been awesome. So I hope we will have an engaging session here as well. So thank you, everyone. So I will be sharing my screen. So as I will begin with a presentation of thoughts, and then we'll go into a laboratory demo. And that should be interactive as well. I'll be sharing my screen in a moment. Okay, so we are focusing on security techniques to identify and remediate vulnerabilities in high performance compute and cloud deployment. So a quick overview of the objective for this session and key discussion areas, and we want to look at the structure because we want to dovetail from the principles to practices and tools. So, and that will end in the laboratory demo. So a bit on principle versus practices. there is a tendency to get lost in practices nowadays. So I like to make this emphasis from time to time that irrespective of tools, best practices, and a number of things, state-of-the-art technology, we should not forget the principles. So it is the principle that gives us the opportunity to be in control. So accordingly, I have here that principles remain constant, while practices evolve over time. We talk about best practices from time to time in industry, in research, and in academia. So, but I also like to point out that best practices change while principles remain. Okay. A focus on best practices changing and becoming obsolete. How best practices become obsolete? It becomes obsolete because someone or some people engage in practices that are not the best. That's why the best becomes obsolete. Now, when I say some engage in practices that are not the best, it could be positive or negative. So there could be positive shift in which there are researchers and practitioners tries new things and is better than the existing best practices. So the best practice could become obsolete according to positive shifts to new technologies. And then there are possibilities by negative shift from negligence or outdated processes, or malicious shift when hackers try something new to exploit the status quo, then the entire system needs to shift accordingly. So, because when new method of exploit comes in, then practices needs to be updated. But along this line, you still have your principles as the solid rock guiding the entire thing. So the issue of information security, take it that it starts from intuition. Then it goes to the principles, as the engineering principles involved, the practices, then the tools and technologies. Talking about the intuition, information security in intuition is not different from normal house and street security. And I want to make an analogy here quickly. For instance, in compound house security, you have your gate. And especially in an environment like Nigeria, you need a strong gated fence. Now, no security is infinitely correct or infinitely strong. Now, if you have your gated security, strong lock and everything, suppose an attacker can attack your gate perpetually. After a while, they will break it. However, you are not only relying on the gate security, you also rely on environmental security around. So you discover that you are even secure in your house by a combination of these principles. So these systems of thought are what engineers and information security management over the years have brought together. That's what we are looking at. So the engineering of system security could be looked at as such that security is part and parcel of system design, and it should not be an afterthought. Then systems should be secure by design principles. And example in high performance clusters or cloud shows a number of these things, and they want to look at sources of exploit. Diving deep into some of these fundamentals of systems. Now, in any information profession, it is important that we focus on understanding of the system. The understanding of the system we have. Beg your pardon, I need to know how I'm doing on timing, please. Is there an indication I can use? All right, I think, okay, I'll follow the Zoom link, I think. I'm not sure, this 12 minutes now. All right, thank you. So when we are guarding the system, we want to look at entry. So the first thing we want to be talking about is the network port. So, and good to say quickly that in engaging in information security, you want to secure from several layers of the system. So you have the operating system itself. It could be a source of loophole or what we call vulnerability. Then the network could be a source. Then software application itself could be a source. So because the vulnerability can exist from this point, these are also the points in which we try to defend the system. So in network ports, when you have unnecessarily open ports, then you are exposed. Then we look at some of this briefly. So not just port now, then you have certain network protocols, such as SSH, or which is secure socket layer for connecting to most systems. Then you have file transfer protocol. For instance, the file transfer protocol traditionally is a plain text transfer of files, so is very porous. So there is now a secure file transfer protocol. And modern methods are even dropping this entire FTP. Then we have, so misconfiguration of ports as well can be an issue. And okay, just go back. Then the software applications now. Now, over time, software are developed by human beings, and eventually there could be errors here and there. So hackers find ways to exploit these errors. But over time, there are security upgrades to software in which loopholes are blocked from time to time. When a particular upgrade is done, but your own system lags behind, then you are prone to attack. Then the same thing that applies to software and application also goes with operating system, because they are software. So at software layer, you have some of these things. Also, now, in the age of cloud, there are specific cloud vulnerabilities. So, for instance, in AWS cloud environment, you have S3 buckets, and there are equivalent of S3 buckets in Azure, in Google Cloud. So generally called object storage. So people can mistakenly expose some of these things, like a bucket, and they are just opened to the whole world. Then this is systems management now, talking about access control. So in the cloud, you have to manage your access. So in AWS and other environments, you have the IAM, Identity Access Management. So if roles are not specifically defined to be managed, it could lead to exposure. Then over time, systems are now interconnected. So you have middleware, you have integrations. Now, in your own local development, you may follow the rules, best practices. So I understand some of the sessions are dealt with software development life cycles, and now you deal with these security concerns. Now, suppose you are at best in your own practices, but here we are interconnected. In 1982, when things are in silo, and maybe up to 1990, 2000, a lot of things are still in silos. You can just be one-man army and do your best. In 2025, you are so interconnected, so interdependent that someone else can cause you an issue. So you have problem at the integration layer. So, and there's this responsibility doctrine that I come with, that there's always leadership role in security failure. So we must apply something in parallel in military. So there's a military doctrine called command responsibility that is at every level. Everybody is responsible for rule of engagement. So we can apply this to information security governance. So identification could be static or dynamic, and there are a number of tools that help to get this done. So we'll be looking at some of them. So the attack vectors, I mentioned things like ports earlier on. So ports will be, when we're doing this scan, we want to look at misconfigure or open port, identity access management or weak policies. Then at database layer, you can have some vulnerability too. There are SQL injections, insecure inter-process communications. Then, and of course, the database itself is a software, so it benefits from patch. And there are application lifecycle development models that help you, that save you from this. But today, we are focusing on seeing what is wrong and how to fix them. So remediation involves patch management, secure configuration and baselining, zero trust implementation, least probable access should be the doctrine granting access, least needed access should be granted. Then DevSecOps in practice, which I believe we have had a number of that. Then we always have best practice, regular scanning and monitoring. So I appreciate Engineer Bola's session. I've been in and out of the session in terms of monitoring. Monitoring is great. You can't go and sleep, think things will just be there. So least privilege, then incident response. And let's take some questions and let's see how it goes. And I understand there will be a break session. So the moderator, please, when is the break time?
The break time is 2:30.
Okay, so we're on till 2:30, right? Please, can you confirm that,
okay.
sir?
The break time is 1:30 to 2:30.
All right, so we have about 40 minutes now. So let's discuss some questions, then we'll go into the demo and we'll see how far we can go in the setup. Then when we come back from break, we can now dig deep. So thank you, everybody. I want to accommodate questions at this point.
All right. We have questions from online participants. Please raise your hand so that we can call on you before we call on physical participants. Any question from online participants? If there's none, all right. So let's take questions from physical participants. Questions? Okay, so it's assumed that we are in sync with the facilitator. All that he's saying is clear to us. At this moment, yes. All right. So there's no questions for now. They concord that for now they understand perfectly what you are saying. Okay? Mr. Alao? All right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
So we therefore go into the workshop practice. Okay.
Okay. I just got to know that there's somebody online.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
Okay.
So please go ahead.
Please go ahead and ask your question. Mr. Daniel Ajayi. Mr. Daniel Ajayi, please can you go ahead and ask your question?
Yeah, it's muted. Maybe it needs some.
Good afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Okay, here is it.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Go
we
ahead.
can hear you.
Yes, sir. I want to ask the topic for your session, sir, because I think I missed that.
Okay. The topic is security, vulnerability, and let me just read through security techniques to identify and remediate vulnerabilities in HPC and cloud deployments.
Are you clear?
Did you get me, please?
Come again, sir.
Security techniques to identify and remediate vulnerabilities in HPC and cloud deployments. So I'm displaying again in the screen share. All right.
It's on the screen. I hope you can see it on the screen now.
It's on the screen as well.
Yeah, I've gotten that, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any further question, please?
Okay. Engineer Kenny, let me just yeah, well done. Very good start. So I just want you to maybe expatiate a bit on the that slide that says engineering of systems and security. Then the first point there is security as part of system design, not an afterthought. It's very germane, as it were. We had a session by one of our engineers, HPC engineers in the house, where she elaborated extensively on different cloud security models. So would you mind maybe also shedding a bit of light on existing models that can be followed, or framework, or maybe life cycle practice that we enforce security as part of system design? I don't know if that question is clear.
Come again, sir.
Yeah. Security as part of system design. I was talking about, we've had a presentation that was different models for cloud security, and really exhaustive and interesting. So, and this is looking like part of what could be captured under security as part of system design. So I'm now asking, Are there maybe models that will force you to do security as part of your design when you are coming up with with a system design? Are there models that is being used in the industry? Maybe like industry, for instance, now. You know, there's DevSecOps.
Yes.
And are there other models similar to DevSecOps that would force you to think security as you are thinking of your design and planning?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Now, apart from DevSecOps, which is a modern practice methodology, you know that that dovetail from DevOps. And of course, DevOps came from software development and operation combined. So there are industry standards that forces compliance with some of these things. So for instance, there is the ISO certification standard for different industry. Then there is payment for instance, the payment security industry, the banking industry, they have different ISO standards like that. So I don't have all of them handy, but common standard for information security like ISO 27001. Then we have GDPR, which is also about information security compliance. So a number of these models will force compliance and audit, because each industry, they are subjected to audit. The banking, for instance, you know, the banking is a strongly regulated environment. So CBN make sure they check all those things. They check your software development lifecycle. They check your security architecture. They make sure you enforce a zero trust model in everything. Then identity access management will be checked before cloud. So there is popularity of Active Directory and group policy methodology in those days. Then there are also checks at the OS level to make sure you engage in all of these things. Then there is checks for patches, regular patches, then disaster recovery. So there are industry models to even check this before DevOps mature to the point of DevSecOps. And again, if you are cloud specific, specifically the cloud provider like AWS and Azure, there are security models that you can adopt, like guardrail, guard duty in AWS, and there's Sentinel in Azure. And there are equivalents in Google Cloud as well. So you can even enforce these policies. You can enforce the guardrail, guard duty policy in AWS. Then there is like Azure Sentinel. Before third-party tools, you can, if you enforce AWS guard duty guardrail, for instance, some of the carelessness and vulnerability will not even be possible. So if you are creating some resources that are not compliant, it's either a security information personnel will give you a call and send you an email, or it's not even possible to create some of the resources in the first place. For instance, public, making an S3 bucket public. Making an S3 bucket public in environments that have this implementation, you will get an email immediately and a call. So these are industry level, not necessarily technology, but business level control to make sure these things are enforced.
Okay, good work. Thank you. Thank you, engineer. Yeah. Dr. Bismarck, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. All right, sir. So since our break is starting by 1:30, I think we can still continue, sir, till 1:30
Yes.
before we go on break. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I still sharing my screen?
Yes.
It's all right now.
From
from this end.
All right.
Okay, so I think I can share this document, so we can have it with the participants. I can share with sending. Just a moment. Okay, I'm sharing with Ms. Comfort on WhatsApp. Okay, I can drop on the meeting chat as well. We didn't do that somehow. Okay, I sent it to your WhatsApp.
Okay.
So okay, I can send to Engineer Bola as well.
Yes, I've received it, sir, and I've forwarded it to the participant WhatsApp group.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, participants. We want to demonstrate some of these techniques. So the first thing is that we need a target. Now, we cannot do this against a production system, right? So the first thing is that we need to set up a target to do it. So there are laboratory environments that professionals use to train on these things. So the fact that there's a legal implication of just running vulnerability tests against someone's environment without being authorized, right? So for most cases, when you are doing your test, you have to run against an environment such as this, excuse me. So we're going to set up this. There is this tool called Damn Vulnerable Web Application. It as the name implies, something very vulnerable. I can show you quickly. I have you. this is the web application. So we'll be installing this. And to do this, okay, I've used an AWS EC2 environment to do a setup of this. But on your system, you need a virtual machine. So participant, can you indicate quickly? Does anybody have access to like an AWS environment to use? Or you have things like VirtualBox or VMware on your system? So we need a virtual machine to set up something like this. So I'd like to have confirmation for that.
VirtualBox, yes, we do have.
Okay. All right, that will be fine. So is everybody with VirtualBox?
So what is the most common one that we have? VirtualBox.
VirtualBox is the common one. Okay, so because you'll be using.
Some people have Docker. Can we use Docker?
Okay,
yeah,
we can use Docker.
Okay.
In fact, we'll be running Docker in a Linux environment, actually. But if you are, if you are using Mac as well, we can just run the Docker on your Mac.
Okay. All right.
So we need a Linux host or a Mac host. So let's go ahead. I'll set up a Linux host very quickly from scratch. Okay, let me run through, then we'll come to that. So this will represent our vulnerable environment. So, and the use case in this lab is to simulate a vulnerable website so that you can run penetration testing too and see how vulnerabilities are detected and understand how an attacker might exploit them. So it's actually a Docker run. So if you can do this on your, if you have a Mac, you can run this on your Mac. And after that, because it's from your system, you'll be operating from local system. But I'll be demonstrating from here how I can use this against a public IP because I'll be working from AWS. Then we can set, when we log in, we set the security profile. Then secondly, is your workbench. So you need your workbench. So if you have a Mac, you have an advantage here as well. So we'll be installing two vulnerability scanning, the Nmap and Nicto. So we'll run the two of them and we'll compare. So we have installation, this is an Ubuntu installation model. Then we have similar thing to you can run on Mac. Then next thing is to run the penetration test against the target. Then we analyze the output. So any question quickly?
All right. Yes, yes, sir. Just wanted to be clear. I have a Docker. I also have Nmap scanner. Can this simulation be done on a Windows environment?
Yes. So we should be able to work it. We should be able to work it. So it's just more seamless because I work with a Linux environment. But in principle, because it's a Docker, you can run a Docker. So you can run the same Docker on your Windows and have all your tools. So in principle, it will work because it's a Docker. Thank you.
Right. Question from physical participants. Any question? There's a question from a physical participant here.
Okay.
For the Nmap, can we use Nmap? And then what are we using for the attacker's machine?
Come again. You said, can we use
Zenmap?
Yes, yes. You know, it's a variant of Nmap. Yes.
Then for the Nmap, where are we shooting from? Where is the attacker's machine?
Yeah, the attacker's machine will be set up. So we are going to set up a publicly accessible to. So that will be the first step here. So what I'm saying is that this step one could be common, but you can go ahead and still set up on your system. So but after step one here, all of us will have a common attacker environment, and there will be a public IP that will be given that everybody will be using. Okay, is that clear?
That's clear. Very clear.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's set up this environment. As a bonus, you can go ahead and set up your own vulnerable environment as well. In fact, I have this environment set up already, but let's just go ahead and do it. So a quick delve to AWS. So by the way, this is just a bonus. So I have this AWS environment. In fact, I have a workbench for this purpose. Yeah. And so I have this host set up as a vulnerable lab. But let's just go ahead and set up another host for that purpose. Let's say you have a fresh system. So I'll name the server Okay, so I'll be using Ubuntu. Then the capacity of the instance will be selected. I'll be doing a T3 .large model. This is a low-end server. It has 8 gig memory, 2 virtual CPU, which is it's okay for what we want to do.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We really want to know your approach, sir. Whether you are demonstrating on your machine and you are sharing it with us so that we can follow. We really need to know the approach you are taking, sir.
Okay, let me come again on that. We'll set up a test. We are setting up a test bed as a vulnerable server now. So there, but you'll not be having an AWS. So follow me without doing this on your system. Let us complete this first step together.
All right.
So
thank you very much.
The step 2 is supposed to be done on individual systems.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just follow me from there. So I have an existing key to use. Then the security group. As you follow me, if you have any question on this, you can just ask. So I'll make some assumption along the line as we do this. So you can stop me for a question.
Hello, Kehinde.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
the parameter that you are configuring, you may just maybe speak to it so that everybody carried along on the purpose of those.
So I will start all over again. This is the name of the host, the name of the server. So it can be anything. So I named it Vulnerable High Performance Compute because it's the simulation of the vulnerable system we want to deal with. Then you select the operating system, which is, in this case, I've selected Ubuntu. Now, the Amazon machine image has been given me by default. There are a number of them. We're not going to touch this default. But what it's just saying is that this thing is giving me an Ubuntu server version 24.04 with an SSD volume. So the processor, the storage, the kind of machine image is derived. So we're not touching that. It's good. So that's not the focus of having. There are variants of machine image for special purposes. Then this is important. I changed the instance type because I wanted to select something at least of 8 gig memory. So I'm really interested in this 8 gig memory. The default was like 6.6 gig. The default giving is 0.6 gig. That's a T micro, any T micro or T nano is higher, and it's a single CPU. It can't work for us. I need something higher, but not too much to incur cost. So we can do something big, but the cost will be high. This is good for us. Then the next thing is a key. You can create a key to use across server. So the key is your authentication system, making use of SSH. This is an SSH key. So I will skip this, just select. I will skip the creation of a new key. I have a key ready for this server. And you can create a security group where you can select existing one too. So I'm selecting an existing security group. I created called HPC lab. So we're going into this security group later. The security group is a system of firewall on the AWS. So you see the implication of this security group by the time we apply the control. So the next thing is storage. So for the storage here, I'll be doing 100 gig. So 100 gig storage should be good for us. Then now there are network security settings that you can choose here. I will just leave it as default, and I'll launch my instance. So the instance is being launched here. So just some moment, it should be running. So yeah, this is the one we are dealing with. Now, by default, when you initiate an instance in AWS, you can have a dynamic IP attached. This is a dynamic IP. But the issue is this IP is not stable. So to make it stable, we make use of elastic IP. So I'll be opening. So if you can see my screen, there's elastic IP here. I will open this in another tab. So the essence of this elastic IP is to make the public IP address I want to use permanent. As you can see, some other IP address here. So I want to allocate a new public IP. It's just like an ISP, like Covenant University as an internet service provider. And there are some range of public IP addresses that have been allocated to you. So just as a physical internet service provider does, these cloud providers, they can also give you an IP address dedicated until you release it. Of course, you'll be paying for the IP address. It's a lease, just the same thing like you have with the physical ISP. So I want to allocate an elastic IP, which is short for dedicated IP. That's what it means. So just go ahead. You can select pool and you can, but I don't care. I just need any IP. So I'm not changing anything in that configuration. I'm only allocating the IP. So the IP is allocated and we can take this IP address down. We'll be making use of it. And that's I think is this one. This one that has just been created is 52.27.28.21. That's a public IP address. We'll just take note of the IP for use. Now, the next thing is, yes, we've gotten our IP address from the provider. So let's bind this IP address to the server. Normal thing that a network administrator would do on a physical network to make sure you want a particular server to be public facing. Then you do network configuration. So the good thing here is that is one or two click, you have it done here. So the command to do that is to associate elastic IP address. But let me make a note that we're making use of AWS console here. All the actions we are taking here, there are command line equivalents, which you can make use in your infrastructure as a cloud configurations. You can bundle all these things in your infrastructure as a cloud as a configuration management, right? So,
and is it infrastructure as a cloud or infrastructure as a code?
As a code, I beg your pardon. Thank you, Prof. Infrastructure as code configuration. All these things we are clicking one after the other. You can have it as code, right? Just want to point that out. So take note of this. So I'm selecting our server. So you can see a number of servers here, and that's why it's good to have your descriptive naming. And I have vulnerable HPC, which we are binding to this IP address. So the essence is that we will be attacking this IP address from our vulnerability scanners. All right, that is done in elastic IP. I'll just go back to the EC2 instances. So if I can just refresh this, it should assume the new IP address. There you can see it has assumed the IP address. So we can use this IP address to reach the server. So the IP address has already been taken. So it's still showing something as there. I think I need to refresh again. So come to this and yeah, the IP address is there. Now you need a tool to connect to the server. And I like to make use of this. Let me just, I need to clean up a bit. Now, this is called MobileX. It's a terminal. So you can use any other terminal. You can use your command line terminal, like you can do from your Mac. So I'll be working from here, but let me show quickly. It could be any terminal. So I'm on a Windows PC. So I'm bringing up Windows Terminal. Okay, so this is my Windows Terminal. They are equivalent in Mac. So this is the Windows PowerShell, but there are options. I want the traditional command line. Right. So well, I need to check something here quickly where I kept my keys, because I have something similar here. So if I check this, I have a similar key here. So I will need this. So let me know if you have a question. I'm just keeping the key. That's the key to access the server. Now let's go back to AWS. Now, we want to connect to this server, right? Connect. So connect will give you, say you are connecting to this particular AWS if you want to use an SSH client. In which case, the SSH client we'll be using is this mobile extra, right? But I'm saying you can also use a raw command line. So I want to start with command line first. So I'm interested in getting the principle across. Okay, back to AWS. Now, if you do this command, you should be able to connect. However, you have to specify the exact part of this key. This is the SSH key called PEM5. So I'll go into my notes and adjust the command. But I want to adjust two things here quickly. From the idea here is that your SSH -i flag, the -i flag specify the key to use as your authentication key. Then the next thing is your user. Now, in EC2, the default user for the Ubuntu OS is Ubuntu. Then the next thing is IP address, Ubuntu at IP address. Now, this is a dynamically generated IP address by AWS, but I like to work with plain IP address public that has been used. So now this DNS is a DNS actually. This DNS name, you always have this kind of thing on AWS. So but it's not important. What's important here is that you must access your host either by IP address or the DNS name that you have configured. Now, we'll not be dealing with DNS configuration in this workshop, but take note of that. The idea is to reach the target host either by IP address or by DNS names. So, but we're using IP address. So I've replaced that. The second thing I want to point to is you can't reach this key except you go by absolute path. So,
and then kindly increase the size of the screen if you can.
Okay.
It becomes clearer. Thank you.
Oh, all right. All right. Oh, I can think this is my. Okay, is it good?
It's still very tiny. It's very small.
It's still small.
Can you see
it?
They
can be bigger.
They can't see it.
So that the audience will be able to see clearly.
Okay, you still can't see?
Maybe view. If you go to view, and you should be able to okay.
Zoom.
Yeah. That's zoom in or zoom out. Okay, down. Just scroll down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Exactly. That's zooming here. You have to zoom.
It's like it went down. Okay.
Yeah. You have to zoom out. And there are keys that you can also use.
I can use control. Okay, that should be control plus.
Control plus,
control
yeah.
plus. Control plus equal.
Exactly.
Control plus. Is it better?
Yeah,
Better.
it's better. It's better.
Dr.
Yes.
Bismarck, confirm.
It's better. It's better.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so as I was saying, this is our key, but you can't locate it anywhere except you use your absolute part, whatever it is, or wherever you store it on your own system. So I'm replacing that key name with its absolute part. So if I do this, we should be able to connect. So I'll take this to print this out. So okay. Is this good too?
Yes, it is.
Okay, the first time I'm using the key, it's just saying the name is unknown. Do I trust it? Yes. So subsequently, it won't be making use of that. So I'm on the server now by pure command line. I'm on that very server. We can continue here. So, but let me show. I like this because you can have this configuration set permanently. So let's go through this. Just do a new session and say it's an SSH session. So we'll be putting the IP address here. So our IP address, that's the IP address. Then specify a username. Our username is Ubuntu. Then the next thing, you can call it any name. So the MobileX is given a default name based on the user and IP. But this is what we call our vulnerable host. So let us name it appropriately. And next thing we are setting is the key. That same key, this same key with this absolute part. Now, I have it here. So that's the path to the key. So I think we are done. We can click OK to save it. So subsequently, we click on accept, and we are in on the server as well. Right. Okay. So here we are with the server. So this is the first server, and we want to install anything like let's say it's a web application that you have deployed. So this damn vulnerable web application is just representing your web application in this case. So the next thing is that we do the Docker stuff here. So you may need to first of all do initial run. ID floating point. Okay. So let's take that to the server. So we just run the Docker. So we don't have Docker on this fresh system. We can just follow the thing. So to have Docker installed. So we may need to first of all do like an update for this. Let's try this second one. So let's start with an update. So we're updating the operating system with all the packages so that I can find necessary thing. So for Ubuntu is sudo apt update. So we try to update various packages from different sources. So we'll wait a moment. Okay, that's done. So we do an upgrade after updating the package. So sudo. Okay, this sudo command may not be needed on your system if you have access to root. Now, the Ubuntu user with which I log in here is not a root user. It's not a super admin on the system. So, but you can get an elevated permission by putting sudo in front of the command. So you'll be seeing this sudo quite often. So it's actually not part of the command. It's just to enhance the command itself. So we have sudo apt upgrade. It's a -y flag. So we'll wait it out. Okay, I think we'll just try and finish up this installation and we can pause for break. We'll continue afterwards. So 98% done. Okay, so we have the updates. I'll just attempt the install again. So that's the original installer will now work because the system has been updated. Okay, so we're good. Now back to our vulnerable web app. Okay, so is deny. I have a deny there, so I think that should be permission. I will add sudo. So I added sudo to elevate the permission, and a super admin authority is required to install. That's why we have that permission denied earlier. So we just wait for it.
Okay, and Kenny.
Yes.
Just a question. The vulnerable web admin image, is it available on Docker Hub or where is it pulled from?
Yeah, it's on Docker Hub. That's
it's
why.
Okay, that's where Docker is able to pull it.
Yes, that's why we could pick it.
Pull it from Docker. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, because you showed us the interface, but it's the good one is that it's available on Docker.
Yes, so we're installing afresh now to get to the interface on the target host, which we have just designated.
Okay.
So it's taking a few minutes to install. I want to check what's wrong with the server. I'm connecting on another tab. Let me see if we are not out of memory. Okay, we're good. I think the process is just taking time. Oh, it's taking some time. Yeah. It's already running. Yeah. So don't know why this is taking time. Okay, while waiting for this to complete, so let's move to the other end of the configuration.
Okay. I don't know how long this will take, but I'm thinking maybe we should just take time, go for break,
Okay.
and then that will also give you time to.
Then we resume from here.
Yes.
After the break.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
All right. So we'll be resuming by 2:30, right?
Yes.
Okay. 2:30. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
WebKit, and by pulling it from the Docker environment. So
Yeah, we can't hear you, sir. Engineer Kehinde Alao. Hello, Engineer Alao. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay. Well, we are just wondering whether you are speaking or we are not hearing. So we just want to confirm.
Okay. What of now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'll take the last point again. So we come to the security group because this server has been set up, but it's not reachable from outside. And we need to come and allow the inbound rule. So we have the outbound rule. So in my outbound rule here, what you will see is that I allowed all traffic on all protocols on all ports. So from this server, what this means is that any traffic can go out anywhere from this server. However, in the inbound, we are more circumspect. We don't want everything to just come in. If you look at this place, the only rule you will be seeing here is an SSH rule, which is corresponding to port 22. I mentioned port in my presentation, and of course, port is a recurring item in this week's workshop. So SSH means I can only connect using the SSH protocol. No other connection can come into this server. However, we now need to come via the browser, which by default is port 80, right? Now, if you go back to the command we use, when we pull out this Docker command, look at the specification of 8080. Now, what this, the -p flag is a specification that you must listen internally, that is in the Docker container, listen on the 80, then externally, that is from outside the Docker container, listen on 80. So it's on port 80. Of course, there are several other ports. If you are conversant with Docker, it doesn't have to be port 80 anyway, but we're using port 80, which is the default thing. By that, we mean if you don't mention the port on a browser, it is port 80. All right, we can't read this endpoint because it has been blocked. So let us modify the security rule in order to allow port 80, which is HTTPS. So I can specify the port directly anyhow, but there are quick shortcuts here saying what kind of protocol. If I see it's an HTTP, you just bind it to port 80. And I want to allow port 80 from anywhere. And when I say anywhere, the anywhere can come in by either IP protocol 4. That's the IP version 4, V4, or version 6, V6. So I'll do 4, version 4, and I'll select version 6. So you can be sure.
No, I think, hello, Engineer Kenny, you still indicated HTTP in the last setting. I think you meant to do a different, yeah, if you look at that last setting.
Yeah, I'm doing two HTTPs. Okay, I'm repeating HTTP. So the difference is the scope of the IP. So you can see this is a double full column /0. This is an IP address 6.
Yeah.
Then the other one is the usual 0.0.0. This is IP4.
Yeah.
So whether you're coming from IP6 domain or IP4, you should be able to come in.
Yeah, correct.
So a better practice here normally is to do an HTTPS and block HTTP, actually. So, but you can practice that in your lab. It will require some other configuration. So you can allow HTTPS, which is the standard thing. Nobody wants to allow HTTP again, but because it's a test and it's a quick setup, if we do the HTTPS, we have to set up certificates and some other things. So, which in principle, you can just test it. So we save this and, okay, so already saved. Now let us try and reach the server again. So we can reach it. Good. So because of that security grouping, we can now reach it. So the next thing is to log in. What's our login? So we have a very porous password practice here, very porous. Just again, in line with the damn vulnerable web application thing. So admin password. So admin password. And so here we are. So this protection, this is my antivirus saying this is not a good site because it's not HTTPS. So we can just say, hey, I understand the risk, let's go. Yeah, so the setup is done, but we need to complete the thing. We need to create a database, yeah? So, okay, so I think the database is created. Let's log in again. Admin password. So this is set for everybody to use. So let me make a quick point before we proceed. We have our vulnerable test environment ready. Now you can go ahead and do this on your Mac, pull from Docker. You can do it on your Windows running Docker as well. So it's a Docker like Prof asks question to indicate. Just pull it on your system, you can set up. And you can try and reach it from localhost. So you may pause on that. Let's come back to that later individually. So the object of this test is to really try and attack this web server that's already running. Now we can do something here again. If you look at the security, we can set the scope. So currently it is very low, and you can just deal with the medium or high or possible total blocking. So, but let's keep this as low. Then so we're ready. The next thing is the scanning tools, and we're using two of them. There are a number in your study you can want to be able to relate. So we have the Nmap and Nicto that we want to try. So let us install them. So at this point, we should all be ready to participate. Now, I'll be installing on my workbench, which is a Linux, but I have it installed already. I'll just repeat the command. All right. But you can install this on Windows as well, or on your Mac, as the case may be. If you are running from Windows, just you can go to let's just clear that commentary on Windows quickly. You have to download So if you are on Windows, okay, so if you go here, you can download, install, or you can use some command line depending on your proficiency. So just come to this, download Windows, and complete the process for Windows. So, but if you have a Linux, Workbench, or Mac, that will be straight command line. Okay, I'll go to my Workbench. So let me just run the thing, then we'll give like 5 minutes for everybody to have it installed on their system. Then if you need some help, you can deal with it. So, all right, so we want to, the first thing is to update and upgrade. Update and upgrade your packages. So you can begin your installation as well for the scanning tools. Okay, that is done. So we install mmap. So I already have it. So it's not taking time. So install Nipto. So it's done. So we're ready to scan. So but want to give participants some minutes to install the two tools on their system. The physical participants, if you can hear me, please let me know.
Yes, sir, we can.
Oh, okay, okay, sir. So participants, now it's time to install the tools. So if anybody has questions, you can indicate. when you are done, whichever environment, you can check the version. So as you can see, I have version 7.94 SVN. So I'll check the version for the other two. That's just, by the way, verifying as well that the tool is already installed. So yeah, there we are. If you are done with the installation, you can indicate by typing in the comment. Those of us that are online. So if we have substantial number of people, physical location that have done the installation, you can let us know, sir.
Are we following? Has anybody finished? No. So that you can showcase what you have done. Not yet. Okay. Yours is ready. All right. So how do you?
Okay. How many people are ready?
Well, I have one participant.
Okay. Okay. Let us wait for like 2 more.
2 more. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Let's get 2 more. Then anybody online?
Has anybody online? Any of our participants online that has finished? Okay. We don't have anyone online yet.
I'm done installing.
You have done? You have installed?
Yes.
Okay. So we have one participant online and one physical participant. Let's wait for one more participant, one physical participant.
One more?
Yes, one more physical participant.
Okay, I have a comment from online. Remain to install Necto. Okay, that's Mr. Chinedu Tuya. It's Dr. Chinedu.
Yes, I'm still trying to install the Nikito. I've done as Nmap, Zenmap.
Okay, do you want to share your screen quickly?
Okay.
So,
Okay, you want me to share my screen?
yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay, then stop sharing so I can share.
All right. Okay, you are having some error. Yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're on Windows.
Yes, I'm on Windows.
Okay, this command will not work. The command will not work. Let me look for a guide. Okay, do you have ChatGPT with you?
Yes.
Okay, so if we can open and ask that installing Necto in Windows. Basically, you're supposed to install the runtime, which is Perl, because it runs with Perl. Then you now download a few more steps. You download from the Git repository. So 2 steps like that. Get the runtime, which is Perl programming.
Okay, yes, yes, I think I can. Strawberry Pearl.
Okay, however, I'm not sure you have it smooth again on Windows PowerShell. So open another prompt by the side. Just to be smooth, I want to be sure you don't. No. Stay in that window, please.
Okay.
Stay in that window, please. I want to be sure we won't add some extra baggage in terms of parameter. So let's go to the traditional command line. Just stay in that Windows terminal. Okay, like you stop sharing, right?
Yes, I'm trying to look for it. I hope I didn't close it. Okay, it's here. Okay.
I can't see your screen. Okay, it's coming up again.
Yes, it's back on now.
Okay, that is go to the top menu in this terminal window. Plus, instead of plus, click on the arrow. Click on the arrow. So you now select command prompt. So the default is Windows PowerShell. So let's run from here. So,
okay.
Yes, to minimize the variables. So get the command to install Perl.
Okay, that's from ChatGPT, yes.
Yes.
Or ChatGPT said download it first from Strawberry Pearl for Windows.
Yes.
So you have to download it first.
Yes, you download and install Perl.
So let me do that.
Any other person that needs some attention?
None yet. If you have, if you need attention, please. If you don't need attention, it means you have gotten it.
It means
you got it right. And if you got it right, then you need to share your screen.
Okay, looking at the comments. Okay, someone wants to use Windows WSL, Windows Linux subsystem. Yes. Do you have WSL set up? You may want to share your screen too. Yes, you can use WSL. It will just behave as if you're on Linux. Okay, the online participants, talk to me. Yes, you can. Do you want to go ahead with the WSL method? Okay. He's suggesting that for Mr. Chinedu.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
I have it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to shift to that?
Yes. Let's let me find my bearing. Where is the WS? I think I'll open it just now.
So if you're on that, okay, then your WSA, what's your OS? Is it Ubuntu or? Is anybody done? Doctor, if we have some participants on the physical location, can they share their work?
Okay. We have one more person that has, I think he's almost done. There might be challenges, right? Yeah, it's done. Okay, fine. So
Okay.
will you be willing to share your screen?
Let's see the two from on-site.
Okay. All right. So let me start with the first person so I don't. Are you ready to share your screen, sir? Okay. Please go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, awesome. From Mr. John online. He grabbed the ISO image from and straight to VirtualBox. That's fine. You work with VirtualBox. Okay, so are we having this screen share? Okay.
Okay. The online participant has to stop sharing so that he can share. Okay, good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nicto is running, and then Nmap is also running.
Okay, on your VirtualBox.
On my VirtualBox, yes.
Right.
I'm working from Kali. So I have those two programs running on Kali. And then for the vulnerable machine, also put it on VirtualBox.
Okay, you have your vulnerable machine too?
Yes, on VirtualBox.
Okay. Okay, what's the listening IP address for that on your local environment?
It's my IP address. I'm on my mobile network. So I've been able to access it on the web.
Okay, can we try and interrogate that? Let us see whether we can reach you from localhost.
Okay. What do you want me to do, sir?
Do a call. Call -I, then HTTP localhost.
From which of the VMs? Is it from the browser of the host?
No, from the host. From your
terminal?
From your main system. Your main system.
Okay.
Okay. Can we see that?
So this is not changing. Sorry. It's only showing the whole screen. Let me stop sharing and then repeat on the screen.
I think Dr. Effiong.
Yes, please.
What you can check the document that was sent on the WhatsApp platform. You will see how you can check
the local host test. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Nicto. It's not double dash, it's just single dash, then with capital version. So that will give you the version for the Nicto.
trying to get the page, the documents.
Okay, let me send you one command in the chat.
Okay, please.
Okay.
So let's even check if we can reach the vulnerability host.
What if I decide to ping?
Yeah, ping is.
Okay.
Ping will not work. I don't know your network, so.
Okay.
So, but if you do call, minus, okay, it should be minus I, not minus T. Beg your pardon for that.
Oh, C-A-L-L minus I.
Call C-U.
C-U, okay.
R-L minus I.
Minus I. Okay.
Okay, I sent it in the chat, the second one. So if you do ping, you can ping port 80, ping on port 80. But ping will not work except there is ping allowed on your VirtualBox configuration. Okay, I can't see your screen again. Okay, while you're checking that, sir, but you can also use nothing on your VirtualBox.
Yes, actually used bridge. The network is set on bridge.
If you yes, if you use bridge, then you should work with the host IP, right?
Yes.
So the host IP is now localhost. But if there is okay, this screen, is this your host?
That's my Kale. That's the attacker's PC.
Okay.
So I'm trying to ping the vulnerable machine. It's replying.
Okay, it's on 10.251, right?
Yes.
Now let us do. Okay, stop that, doctor.
Okay.
Wait. Stop the ping. Okay. So now let's do call. C-U-R-L.
C-U-R-L.
Yes. Minus I. Capital I.
Minus I.
Use capital I space. Then
space.
let's do HTTP.
HTTP.
Yes. Full column. HTTP full column / now let's put the IP address
of the vulnerable machine.
Yes.
Okay. 10.251 7597. Is that all?
Enter. Yes.
Okay.
It's running. Yes.
Appears to do banner grabbing.
It's running.
Yes, it has called some parameters.
Yeah, fine. So, okay. Then MAP and NICTO will run from this prompt too. Okay. So now, okay, let me send you the command.
All right.
Let's check MAP first. Then, so you can pick. Look, okay. The IP address is hold on, please. I'll just type that 10.251.75.9. So that's the so to run the I'm sending in the meeting chat. So the mmap minus SV minus script. The script to run is VULNP, that's vulnerability scanning. Then you specify the host. So everybody, if you are done with your installation, you can use. I think I sent to everyone. So just replace the 10.251.75.97 with the IP address of your host. That is if you set up the vulnerability locally, the vulnerability host. But you don't have to do that. We have our general host. Let me just give you the IP address for the public vulnerable host that we set up. Let me get the IP address for everybody. So if you have your local vulnerability host set up, go ahead. And if you want to scan against the publicly available host, let me get the IP address. The IP address of our publicly set up vulnerability host is 52272821. I'm going to share that. So if you want to run Nmap accordingly, you have it in the chat. So everybody can run this once you have your Nmap. So if anybody needs some help, let me know. Dr. FEDGEN, if you can open another terminal without touching the current one. Okay, so just run the public facing command. Just sent. Let's see. So can we have feedback online, on site? So can anybody hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like your screen was frozen. I wasn't seeing movement.
All right.
Dr. FEDGEN? Can I hear from Dr. FEDGEN, please? I could see some movement on your screen, but no feedback from you.
Okay, for the public IP address, zero host hop.
Yes, it's because shouldn't be that. Okay.
I got a response here though, using the public IP address.
It seems something from your system is blocking. So who has response?
I have a response.
From?
Online.
Online. Okay, can we see?
Okay.
Dr. FEDGEN, can you pause your sharing for a moment? So something is blocking from Dr. FEDGEN. So you can't go outside. That's what it means. So you have some firewall. Okay. Meanwhile, let's go to your local scan. Let's see the feedback. Before you go, sir. Your previous terminal, where you're doing the local scan.
No results.
No
Scanning.
result. Okay, but I can't see your previous screen.
Screen. That should be
I can't
network problem. Let me check, please.
Okay. I have issues with seeing the screen. Dr. Fiong, I'm still seeing the public scan.
Yes,
Can
maybe let me disconnect. Let me stop sharing and repeat.
Okay.
Okay, sharing now.
Okay, hold on, sir. This is what I'm looking for. Can you scroll up here? You have some results here.
Yes.
You have results in your local scan.
Yes.
Which shows that is your system that is blocking the public scan.
Okay.
So something that has to do with your virtual box. I think that virtual box configuration has enclosed your network.
Okay.
All right, so you have good results here. We'll be analyzing this result as the next step. We'll be analyzing this, so you can just keep it. Now, okay, from on-site, can we see your screen, please? Doctor, thank you. Please stop the share.
All right, we have another physical participant that want to share his screen.
All right, sir, let's go ahead.
Please go ahead, share your screen. Is that your screen? Then whoever is sharing should need to stop sharing so that you can.
Dr. Eviang, can you pause the share?
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay, your screen has frozen. Deme, can you? Okay, all right.
Okay, so can we see the beginning of the scan? Just scroll up there a bit. But this, you have the results already. Can you just scroll up? Okay, good. All right, let's scroll down. Okay. Nice. Okay, any other person that want to show, this is fine. We'll be analyzing the results. So any other participants that want to showcase something, or if you need some intervention?
Okay, I think this, I thought you said you have, you are ready to. You did what?
Come again, sir. Is that question directed at me?
No, it's not. He's ready, and I want him to share his screen.
Okay, please do.
Okay, you have stopped sharing, right? Okay, so you can share. Okay, so he's sharing his screen now.
Okay, you are trying to scan your local system. Okay, so let us correct your last command. Just scroll up. Just scroll up. You can use scroll up. No. Arrow. Keyboard arrow. Arrow up, not mouse scroll. Yeah. So just correct the command. Your HTTP, after the full column, there should be /. Yes, let's see this. Then your I is capital I, uppercase. Means, okay, let's run it. So it just shows that it's running. So you have it running local. So let's go ahead and do the scanning for your local system. So if you can check the comments I put, you can do, so you are going to do the local host scan. Yes, that one. So can you open another terminal? Okay, so now replace the local host with the public IP address that we have set up. So that's the public available server. (52.27.28.21). There we go. Any other person?
Any other participant ready with his work? Right, none for now.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, let us
your installation.
analyze some results.
Okay.
Let's analyze some results. I'll share my screen. Okay, now we're supposed to collect these results for use, right? So it's not too easy copying this, right? So there's a variant of the command in which you can just save it to a file. So we can save this scan to a file, right? So let's do some variation on the command. So to save it is the flag -o n, then you put the name of your file. Now say mmap scan.log or something, anything. So if you do it like this, you can have it saved. There are other ways of saving, but this comes with the command and it's handy.
And Kehinde, please paste that command in the chat box for the online participants.
Okay, bro. So I'm pasting the command. Let me just put it in. I'll just wait for the scan to complete, then I pick the file. Okay, so let me just do some ls to check my file here. So I have my scan. Can do a quick check whether it contains things. Now I'm working on a remote terminal here, but by whatever method you have, in your own case, you know, you can bring the file. I want to bring the file to the local system, and I just carry this and download. So that's one of the reasons why this tool is handy for me. Right, so let's did that. Okay, so I have my file. Just open it in VS Code. So this is so we're supposed to, as a security professional. So the scan, the tools is bringing a lot of things here. So you are supposed to go ahead and analyze this voluminous results. So luckily for us, this stage itself can be tedious, but we'll simplify it with ChatGPT. Just copy these results to ChatGPT. So let's see the analysis of some of those things, and I want to make some specific comments. So I pasted it, and so let's see. So your scan shows that the target is running Apache on Debian. You know, that's a vulnerability in itself. So you like to block this, and you know, those are the things that can be taken as further work from this workshop. Now, in reality, you don't even want to show your operating system. You don't want to show your web server. So there are ways around this. So you can mask this Apache. One way to mask it is to use another web server as proxy, like Nginx. So you can place Nginx in front of this Apache. So because they are not seeing the direct web server, it will be difficult to attack. Now, but the other problem, beyond that is being seen, the other problem is that this is a 2016 version that has vulnerability of its own that they have since fixed 9 years ago. So since 9 years ago, there have been several versions to fix this. But you know, we are deliberately choosing something that is that's porous. So we won't expect this on your typical server. It has a long list of critical remote code execution, RC, remote code execution. That is, you can run something on the operating system by interacting with the web server. That's the meaning of that, remote code execution. Controlling the operating system by gaining access through the web server. And when they take over your operating system, what next? So we have more information according to that scan. It's operating on port 80 years. It is open. The reason why we don't have much port anomaly from here is that, no, it's just basic. But on a typical server, you have several services running, and it's not just port 80. Then you don't want those things to be open to outside. Of course, to correct that, you have to go on AWS. Let me show the AWS thing. It's because we open limited port here. If we open the entire thing, it will be more vulnerable. And so there are some porous parts. Like we have an admin login here. Most time you don't want, you can have this on things like WordPress as well. It's common on WordPress. You don't want the admin login to be exposed to the public. So things like this security.php, you don't want it. Things like admin login.php, config, all these things are publicly accessible. So there are methods of doing this. So there's something called Cloudflare. So you can take note of that. Cloudflare will be used. So it's a web application front firewall. So you can block this from Cloudflare and say only specific IP addresses. So you can whitelist the IP address. You can do geofencing, geolocation. So you can say, okay, the specific IP addresses where the administrator sits, let's say in Convenant University data center, from that point, you should be able to administer the server. Elsewhere, you should not be able to access this. This can be blocked from Cloudflare. So, and of course, I wish we have time to cover Cloudflare as part of this. In the absence of Cloudflare, you can do some things at application level to also mask this. Modern frameworks like Laravel, this is a direct PHP. Laravel, some other frameworks like that will not even show this thing directly. So my login it could be anything. Then, so the attackers cannot get. So use things that attackers cannot get. And you have your Git ignore from Git repository is even being shown. So that's serious vulnerability. Then we now move to Somno. Now, these vulnerability tools, what they do is that they work against scanning databases like antivirus. Antivirus tools, they are usually updated from time to time. If you don't update your antivirus, that's automatic nowadays. But years ago, you can decide not to update your antivirus and it will be an issue. So this thing works on databases that are updated from time to time. And then we have these common vulnerabilities and exposures, CVE, common vulnerability and exposures. So if you look at some of them here, you say there is path traversal and remote code execution. So this has been named by security community. And they say, hey, you can traverse the path in Apache and you can do some remote code execution if CGI is enabled. So if you have any question, please, as I go on, please. Right. Then this next code, you see, you can paste your own results too. So you can pick this code, for instance, and search for it. National Institute of Standards and Technology have defined this as a problem. So you could see them. So the reason why this comes out is that they were queried against these standard databases of vulnerabilities and check whether they are present. So you can see a lot of them here. So all these exploits, it affects Apache and the likes. So mainly web server there. Then look at this, for instance. It said HTTP parsing. So it means you can run an RC, remote code execution again. Through HTTP, you can gain access to hosts. You don't want a random web user to gain access to your operating system and have control. So other major flaw here, buffer overflow. So this an application C. So buffer overflow, which is a memory mismanagement in a certain module. So hackers are known to exploit something to gain remote control of the system. So, and what's the risk level? Now, look at the highlight here. It's saying the Apache version alone makes this a high-risk server. So most of this error, if you upgrade your Apache to the latest, majority of them will disappear. That's the best practice talking point. This situation. Then he said combination of directory listing, potential, your Git root is exposed, admin login page, it increases the attack surface. Many of the listed CVEs are public exploits, right? Meaning an attacker who compromises the server with little effort. Then you have your recommended actions. Immediately upgrade Apache, bam, disable directory listing, remove this. And that's. So any question? Yeah. So do you want to try it on your, want to show us what you have? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, from online, yes. We are hearing you clearly. Oh, let's confirm from those that are on site.
Yes,
Dr.
we are hearing you clearly.
Okay,
we're responding.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, any comments? Can you try this out? Can you copy? Are you able to copy the results and analyze?
Okay.
Okay, so while
Somebody
waiting
has done
for
that.
while waiting for your questions, so I will run the other command. Let's just see how it goes.
And
yes, Prof.
Okay. Maybe you want to see my screen because
okay, all right.
Yeah, I pasted that log in ChatGPT and it's really coming out with nice stuff.
Okay, let me stop share.
Yeah, then you can just speak to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can't see your screen yet, Prof. Okay, it's coming. All right, so I think you even have some interesting review. Yeah. So it said the host is with only port 80. In fact, you see, the only good thing about this host is that we have restricted the port. So suppose we open the entire port, That's another thing. So I don't know what you will see on your local host. You may even see more things because it's a local host. Then it talk about the web root as well. Talk about the web root. You can see all the dangerous and sensitive parts listed again. Then it talk about the version of Apache. Then key findings. Outdated web server. Clear text only. That is, we are running on port 80. That's a problem on its own. Then the login.php. All the exposed unnecessary information disclosure will happen there. Then weak session flag. Now in Apache, in web server configurations, you have HTTP headers control. So some of those lacks HTTP header because they just allow everything. Can lead to vulnerability and exploit. So HTTP header is another way to secure your system. There are practices around them, and you can see them online. So many potential common vulnerability for Apache. A lot of those things were related to Apache. The reason why you are not seeing much in terms of operating system is because this is the operating system is Ubuntu 24 is latest. Our operating system is latest. On your VirtualBox, the particular, you can play around with some very old OS and run the scan again. You will see that the operating system also will be implicated. So the risk rating is very high and it's derived from old Apache, directly listing problem that's exposing unnecessary information, admin logging over HTTP, it is too clear, and you even want to maintain your admin logging within the network. So you can control that as network layer. Cloudflare can do that, or in a closed network like in a on-site network like CU, the network engineers can block certain things. The most impactful fixes will be, you can see, Apache we clean up a lot of those CVEs. Then HTTPS, instead of making it open, we clean up a lot of things. Then we can add in some HTTP header to secure only by managing the cookies, and then we deny listing.
Okay.
And reduce server fingerprinting, and so that you don't know the exact version. And I say one way to do that is you can mask, you can use proxy. If you use proxy, the scanners will not know the exact signature of the server or of the web server. Then he said we should add a web application firewall, e.g. Cloudflare or Nginx. So Nginx can serve as front for Apache, or Apache can serve as front for Nginx, or vice versa. Then you have this OpenRest too, is one of the proxy thing. Then the Cloudflare does proxy by default. So if we place this thing behind the Cloudflare, you won't be able to, you won't even know the exact IP address to deal with. You won't even know the operating system. It marks all those things. But on Cloudflare configuration, you have the option of using the proxy or not. So you may be on Cloudflare. If you don't use the proxy, it's not securing anything. Then quick verification checklist. Rescan top 1000 TCP to confirm this. We don't need that. We know we have blocked all the port that is only 80. So then fetch server status should be forwarded to the confirm that we should block directory listing like config, docs, and external. Check response headers. Yes, HTTP only secure. So we can even this HTTP secure header, you can operate it from Cloudflare. Maybe I should just, okay, I will just show Cloudflare, just show some things and some of the rules. And
can I stop sharing now?
Yes, Prof, thank you.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to do a demo again, and we're rounding up, you can pen down your final question. Let me share my screen quickly. I want to show the second command. I'm going to paste it in the group. Let me paste the, so in the chat. So the second, that's NICTO. This is the output for NICTO. See the output here is more summarized and it's not extensive. This is a quick scan. So let's take this to ChatGPT and see the analysis. Then let me try and pull up Cloudflare. So I can just see some of those things I was talking about. Okay. So your NICTO scan is basically confirming and adding detail to what Nmap. So you use 2 or more of these tools in the production environment to get the best. And you have, if you are running entirely on AWS, there are tools on AWS that encompass all these scans together. So you could see, talking about outdated, critically outdated operating system, it's a no X-frame option. That's it can lead to click-jacking attack. That's still on Apache. Then key findings is source directory listing. Then implication. So without even checking the common vulnerability database, you could have your quick scan directly on this NICTO 2. So nice. Any question?
Questions?
So while waiting for your question, I just want to log into Cloudflare here.
All right.
See, so this Cloudflare. So you can get this in your local environment on-site firewall. So for instance, so on Cloudflare, you have a number of I don't want to show this. This corporate. Let me just show my testing. Let me show my testing. Things that are not in production. Okay, so while this is going on, we can entertain questions from online or physical.
All right. So do we have questions from any of the online participants? Please check. Yes, none? None. Okay. What about physical participants? Any question? Do we have anyone with a question? Okay. You have a question? Okay.
So thank you very much, sir, for taking us through these steps. Quite instructive. My question would be, we have seen a typical vulnerable website, and I think I would probably love to see what a more robust website would look like. Yes. So I don't know if it's something we can do, or maybe you can just give us a brief description of what we should see in a website that can be said to be robust. I don't know if that is clear, sir. Okay, that is more secure.
That is more secure. Okay, let me run against.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's you don't just run tests against something. Okay, but that is let me run against something here. It's more robust. Let me just do. Okay, this is still in development, but at least shouldn't be. Okay, so we'll run against that. While that is running, I'll just open another one and run the other command against it. Nope, not that. My workbench. Okay. So this is a real web app, even though it's not hardened, so hardened yet. You still see some stuff. So like you can see now from here. So we can say when this goes live, normally we'll run this vulnerability and see that, oh, cross-frame option header is not present. So it's either we decide to undo this from Cloudflare or from Apache. You can see similar. Let's see this one is coming. So that's a true. Okay. So while at that, now you could see this rule on Apache Air. Now it's running against these IP addresses. Now, one immediate control I want to put on that is to proxy this record. So if I edit, so okay, saying the record is it proxied? It's not proxied. So this app edits. So it's not proxy. So immediate thing I want to do is to proxy this. That will bring in a lot of control. Then you can go to page rule here to set some of those things. So if you go to page rules, you can control header from here. So there are a lot of rules here. Now, I will employ all participants to just open a Cloudflare account. It is free until you need some specific resources. So, but this is a free version. So, but there are limitations in the free version. So, but you can play around with it. So you can create any rule, HTTP, for instance, redirect HTTP to HTTP. Some of those things can be controlled from here. So let us see that scan. We're still waiting for this. So we're still expecting. So taking time from here. All right, I don't know if I'm able to answer a question a bit on that. So whether we can entertain another question while this is running.
All right, he said you have entertained and answered his question. Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Any other question? Okay. You have a question? Right.
Requests. What is a request? Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay, on the use of the Cloudflare, do you have any documentation or anything that can guide us on the use?
Okay, you can go online. Cloudflare itself as documentation. So if you just Google Cloudflare docs. So in fact, I will employ, just go ahead, open Cloudflare and open an account. And look for a web servers. Now, AWS is an high-end ardent, highly secure environment. So you can, for the purpose of playing about some of these things, you can get a very cheap hosting for a month, play around with it, then connect it behind Cloudflare. So if you look at this now, you see a lot of things. By the time you see all these ones are documentations, these ones. So it's publicly available. And you can even search for specific things when you get online. So if you want to register products, all these things. But let me, from chat, you can go via ChatGPT to link you to specific documentation, though it's not always accurate anyway. So let me say, configuring page rules. Was page rule I said you can use to manage the HTTP headers. So if you search for anything and you reference Cloudflare, so this is full-fledged Cloudflare documentation online. It's developers.cloudflare.com. There are a lot of topics here, and you could say I even came here via search by saying I want page rule. So I can also get here by ChatGPT anyway, though. So I've not seen precision ChatGPT like that. Let me try. Okay, sir, to answer you, why?
Okay. While you are answering, there's another question.
Okay. Okay. All so right. Let's close that. I think I've shown the documentation already. It's developer at Cloudflare. I think that should cover it, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay,
Next question.
we have another question here.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I just would like to know, would the same pass for NICTO?
The documentation for NICTO?
Yes.
Okay, you can search for it online too.
Just the same way.
It's common. So NICTO, if I just say NICTO commands. In fact, you can see YouTube videos. You can see YouTube videos, only that, okay, see this one, very good. NICTO cheat sheet. But there are a lot of noise. When I see things like cheat sheet, I want to make use of it. That means it will go straight to the point. All right, but if you want some hands-on to follow again, look for YouTube. Look for YouTube. But for me, if I need a quick command, I'll go to cheat sheets. Okay, how do I do this? Then ChatGPT 2 can help you with specific command. If you know where you are going, you can use ChatGPT. If you need something elaborate, look for, see it now. So this one, say, I want to, you can see variant, that is -H is the host. Then you can specify ports. Maybe you want to search specific ports. You can specify timeout. You see. So things like this is instructive. So look for the same thing for Nmap. And you can see videos. How to use NICTO on Kali Linux. So maybe I will have a problem with this one because I have a problem with the Kali Linux, which I have not used before. So that means I have to learn Kali Linux. So if I want to do something, I can vary this search and say how to use something for NICTO on Ubuntu or Red Hat or whatever. So you see now, I have Ubuntu here. So this stuff will be very helpful. So you can see hands-on step by step as you run it. It's good to map your own operating environment. So the OS is fine, so that you can follow the command, not that they are doing something that is proficient in Red Hat and you are trying to do it in Ubuntu, you'll be distracted. So the first thing is, there are several things and there are no other fast food, but first of all, try and map your environment. Once you map your environment, you can follow the documentation of videos.
All right, thank you very much, sir. This is awesome. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kenny Alao. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right.